The theory of taxation, which provides that the existence of government is a necessity, that government cannot continue without means to pay its expenses, and that for these means it has a right to compel its citizens and property within its limits to contribute. A. Right again. Lifeblood theory is a valid answer. Dash is the inherent power of the sovereign, exercised through the legislature, to impose burdens upon subjects and objects within its jurisdiction for the purpose of raising revenues, to carry out the legitimate objects of government. Perfect. Taxation is the correct choice. This means that the property is taxable in the state where it has its actual situs, specifically in the place where it is located, even though the owner resides in another jurisdiction. You got it. Your choice, the law of the situated property, is right. The tax system should attempt to achieve its aims without any undesirable side effects. Egg. It should not lead to disincentives to work. This principle of taxation is called Bravo. Efficiency is the answer. A supplier that consists of 2 or even more services would be classified as the provision that describes the variables that are subject to a higher rate of taxation. Right choice. Mixed is the best answer. The government of India wishes to help the very poorest people. Which policy would be most likely to achieve this? Excellent. Lowering indirect taxation is a brilliant choice. What term is this definition of? To dissuade people from consuming some non-essential goods and services. Nicely done. Excise tax is a solid answer. Fill the sentence with a correct word. The employee needs to provide dash to the employer for the taxation. Well picked. A tax card is the correct answer. An individual or business entity that is obligated to pay taxes to a federal, state, or local government. Valid point. Taxpayers is true. The determination of the status of taxation depends on various factors include the following, except smart pick. The ability to pay of the taxpayer is the correct choice. When taxes can adapt to changes in the economic environment, we call this principle of taxation. Solid response. Flexibility is a valid choice. The government has adopted a contractionary fiscal policy focused on taxation. This policy will smart move. Reduce any inflationary pressures in the economy is an accurate answer. It is a term for when a taxing authority, usually a government, levies or imposes a tax. Well reasoned. Taxation is the correct choice. Board means the Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs constituted under the dash. Well done. Central Boards of Revenue Act 1963 is the right choice. It is the state or political unit which has jurisdiction to impose a particular tax. Great job. Situs of taxation is the accurate answer. Who will announce the rate of taxation to be imposed underneath the Kagast Act? Great thinking. Central and state, following the Gust Council's proposals, is the right choice. The 3 inherent powers of the state includes all except. Exactly. Public borrowings make sense and it is right choice. In most countries, the income tax system can be considered. Strong choice. An example of progressive taxation is the right answer, which is a legal way of non-payment or minimizing of tax. You chose tax evasion, and it is correct. New regime in personal taxation allows deductions. Excellent choice. False is the right answer. Strongest among the inherent powers of the state. On track. Taxation is the correct answer. What is the main function of taxation? You're right. To raise revenue to finance government expenditure is the correct answer. To sneak goods into a country place? Good thinking. Smuggle is the right answer. Taxation is the dash of the state. Nice work. You chose lifeblood, and it is correct. To act for or on behalf of someone. Good job. Your answer representation works well here. In Finland, income taxation is dash. Clear logic. Your choice progressive is sound and 100% true. We have 3 classes of taxation. Correct. Progressive, regressive, proportional is the right answer. Countries with low taxation may. Sharp thinking. All of the previous answers options are correct is the right choice. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Correct response. Contact Narayan Changder is the most accurate answer.